as of today, it's 13 July 2020, and we're going to start with Bitcoin. First, we see that Bitcoin reached a high point right there at that top there. And we came all the way down here, right here to that point there, where we predicted it's going to hit around about 9.4 to 9.5. And you can see that Bitcoin is right there at that point there. And remember what we said? We said that Bitcoin is going to stab through that green line, go up right there, and then come back to the brown line. It's done exactly that. Now it's trading between the green line and the brown line. I am expecting that Bitcoin could potentially go up here to 9.4, maybe hit 9.5, maybe go as high as about 9.546. Then we expect it to come down slightly. And as you can see on my chart here now, I've got a blue analysis here for a downtrend, and I've also got the green analysis, which are our algorithm downtrends. I am expecting that Bitcoin could potentially come down here, right down here to this point here, and come here about the end of this week. Is that we are going to know if we are going to have a drop or if we are going to go sideways and then go up. Nonetheless, guys, what is going to happen here is that we are going to go sideways here, maybe have a drop, and then go up here to about $10,600. It's going to be very slow between July and between August. And this is what I warned you on the webinar. And I said, just be patient, just be prepared to have a very long-winded move. I'm going to show you now what is going to happen in altcoins. And from the data that I'm looking at, I'm expecting that we are going to have a mini alt season. When we look here at Ethereum, I'm expecting Ethereum literally to stop where it is now. I don't believe that we are going to see the high point yet. So I'm just going to try and draw how I see it. I believe that we could slightly go up here. It's going to do this and potentially come right down here to this line here in this kind of format before it then aggressively goes up here in a 4-wave right down to that point where we're then going to do some further analysis. Litecoin at this moment went up there. I expected that it would come down, but I am going to say that it's going to break out here probably around about here to about $50. At that point there, I'm expecting to see a bit of a drop or a pullback downwards, something similar to this that you see on the screen. From this point onwards, I believe that Litecoin could potentially go upwards here to hit a maximum target here of between 61 and 76. So again, guys, what I do believe in all altcoins, have a look at this, is that we are going to go to an A, B, C. I'm expecting there's going to be a drop that is going to catch everybody out. If this drop doesn't happen, don't worry about it, because then it simply just means that the market is going to go up to this high point here. When we are at that high point, somewhere in August is going to be an explosion of price in cryptocurrencies. At that high point, we are going to get out. BSV is something that is really exciting me. Remember I said that we do not buy BSV yet, and I said I'm out of BSV. I'm expecting that BSV is going to do this. From here, it went upwards there. I expect it's going to come back slightly, but now it's getting itself ready for a nice big move up into this level here, right there. From there onwards, I expect that we are going to come down probably around about this level here of around about 134 to 27, and then you are going to see a very big explosion of price right up to this level here, possibly $400. Don't quote me on this. I don't know exactly how high BSV is going to spike, but I see a very nice vertical move here from around about 5 August. When you get to this pink line here, that is our algorithm stop line. If you're on BSV, I recommend that you be very careful and take some profits. Again, this is not financial advice. Bitcoin Cash in this case, I also believe is going to make an A, B, C. You can see that Bitcoin Cash came there, and that black line there is just a little bit of resistance. You are going to see that Bitcoin Cash in this mini alt season that we're going to have for this week could potentially go up here to around about $270 in a range. But then, guys, I do expect that there could be a drop down lower, something similar like this, before then aggressively moves back upwards to this level here, it could potentially go up to that level there as well, around about the $400 mark. In this case with Bitcoin Cash, work on this level, but closer to that time, we are going to bring you more data that will give you an idea where Bitcoin Cash is going to go. So in short, you are going to see that all these coins are basically going to break out. And people are going to say that this is so bullish because look at this. If you were to draw a line there, it looks like these coins are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it looks like this is just going to break out into infinity, something like this. But guys, I am going to say be very careful. I do not expect that coins are just simply going to break out here at this mini bull season or alt season that we are going to have. We are going to have an alt season here. We're going to have another alt season there. This alt season, the second alt season, is the one that we are going to get in. But be careful, there is going to be a drop. Very likely this week. Be careful. Let's have a look at XRP. With XRP, I've always said be very careful and do not buy XRP unless we say it's a good buy. It's not a good buy yet. With XRP, you can see that XRP already broke out. It is so that XRP can come down and then go back up yet to that level. But guys, I'm going to say that it could potentially hit about 23 cents max. But this is not a coin that I am in yet. I am waiting for this coin to potentially drop down something like this. And then is going to make a staggering move upwards. Probably around about to this level here, closer to that time. We're going to come back and warn you where the high point will be. Long term, there's an analysis that we have done on XRP and I'm going to show you where to buy. Not yet. So short term, maybe a bit of movement upwards as Bitcoin also move up now short term in this week and maybe into next week. But guys, there's a drop coming, which I can see in my algorithm. I can't say distinctively that drop is going to be very low. Let's go back to Bitcoin because I want to mention this to you. With regard to Bitcoin, Bitcoin can potentially, in my opinion, break a little bit upwards here into that level there. It can then come downwards here and go into this target price here and then drop. We don't know exactly how low it's going to drop, but wherever that drops, it's going to go upwards. But what I can tell you is that the 27th, the week of the 27th, see there 27, 28, 29, 30, that is this flat area here. See that flat area there? Let me bring that up again. 27, 28, 29, 30, that is the time to get back into cryptos and then you're going to have a run upwards. Link has already moved out upwards. Link is not following any mathematical algorithm. Link is a beast on its own and it will always do well. That is why I say that Link is one of the coins that we hold in our portfolios. Be careful, we could have a bit of a drop maybe down to this level, but then it's going to make another move upwards. So Link is very good. One thing that I want to show you, have a look at this Bollinger Band that we've been talking about during the live webinars. That's a very good sign. The Bollinger Band is pointing upwards. EOS again, I believe that EOS is going to do this A, B, C. The high point could potentially be here at the C point here. But right now, where I see this one going is basically like this. We're going to have a little bit of a push upwards here, probably round about to that level there, before it potentially, if you see this comes down, you know, at that point there, that is where we need to buy. And then we're going to have a very big price action here in EOS. EOS, be careful guys, if you see that it turns around here and it comes right towards that black line, I expect that's not impossible to drop below this black line. Now there is a probability that we can come down to this black line and then break out. Keep that in mind as well. There is going to be some very nice gains to be made in EOS. NEO at this moment, unfortunately, what I believe is going to happen here is it's going to go up and it's going to make a little bit of an uptrend. Not much guys, maybe up to this pink line here, 1190. We could see a sharp drop, a bit of consolidation here on the bottom, and then you could see a big move upwards here for NEO. So in this case, this is what you can expect from NEO. Dash, in my opinion here from Dash, if we quickly have a look here at Dash, you can see here that Dash has moved upwards here into this level here, I believe that it is going to break that with a sharp move upwards, and then it could come down. I will not be surprised if Dash actually goes and drops a little bit here lower into 27 July. And then guys, it could come back up here and do an explosive run. Now this will basically give you your A, your B, and your explosive C leg. With regard to OMG, I do believe that from the data that we look at here in OMG is that we're right now at this precipice where OMG, let me just quickly see if I can draw that. Yeah, there we go. Where it went up to that level there, it could have a bit of a downtrend here. I will not be surprised if it comes down now and then go up there. And then long term, we'll work out where the analysis is going to go. The high point here for OMG could potentially be right about there, long term now at about $1.90. ZRX, I do believe that we could have a bit of a pullback here in ZRX, very slight pullback, not big, and then we could see an explosive run here for August. How high, I don't know, but ZRX can make some substantial money here. Look for a slight pullback here, similar to all the other coins. XLM has already gone up. Now, one of the things that we need to understand here, you can see that it's already done this. Nice wave up there, nice wave there. And it's actually broken this pink algorithm resistance line. I will not be surprised, guys, if this one comes down to the pink line here, follows a bit of a line here, comes up there, and then starts dropping. So be very careful of XLM and XRP. Keep this in your analysis. With regard to XTZ, I believe that XTZ has actually done a very good move upwards. You could see a possible move to about 320, but then guys, do not be surprised if we go sideways, have a drop, and then later on come out upwards there. The main purpose of this video is to warn you that there is a potential for a drop. Be careful. Similar to this, if you look at Ethereum Classic, I believe that Ethereum Classic, from data that we look at, is going to come here, maybe breach that line slightly, but be careful, it can have a very quick and violent drop, Ethereum Classic, before we start heading slowly, steadily upwards here in August. Nonetheless, I do believe that we're going to have a higher target than about $9. ZIL and Theta are two very distinct coins that we need to take a look at. It is possible that this could be a bit of a sideways move with a bit of a drop, and then we could see a move upwards here in August. Nonetheless, August is going to be an explosive month. With Theta and with ZIL, guys, there are two things that we can do. I'm just here on ZIL now. Remember that both Theta and ZIL is actually following the same path. You will notice that ZIL is basically there. In ZIL, we could come down, up there, and a little bit of a movement upwards here with Theta and with ZIL. Keep in mind that we could have a bit of a drop downwards, but when this starts turning around in August, remember what I said, the time to buy is 27, 28, 29, and 30. That week, all altcoins are expected to be on a low. It could be that this coin drops slightly back to this level here, but if you hold it long term, this is going to make a very good explosive run. Both ZIL and Theta. The bull coin, in my opinion, could potentially have a bit of a pullback here, just slightly downwards. But then, guys, it's going to do a very explosive run upwards to about 5553. Okay, this means that this drop here, and remember this, there's your A, B, C. There's going to be an explosive month in August. We are going to have a mini bull run now, a mini alt season. You're going to see that certain coins move very fast, and Bitcoin potentially will not move that fast. If you look at ADA, here, ADA, in my opinion, is something that is just really blowing my mind. But in my opinion, I believe that we have to be very careful here, that we could have a bit of a drop here. But nonetheless, guys, remember I said on the 26, 27, 28, this thing could potentially just skyrocket. One thing that I want you to take into account, look at this brown line there and look at the green line. There's a big difference here, guys, and that is what we are looking for. When the brown line trades above the green line on the daily, and remember I'm here on the 2 daily, that is a good positive sign. When the brown line starts turning down and the green line starts crossing, you need to be out. So this coin here, maybe some downside here because of all the altcoins that are potentially going to drop. It will all coincide downwards and then a last move upwards before the market then turns down again. With Tron, TRX, this is the long-term view on Tron, TRX. We believe it's going to come down right down to this target price here of 0.004. But let's have a look at what it's doing now. At this point here, we do believe that it is going to hit this target here of about 0.2. It could come down there and then break out here in August, probably a little bit higher, but then come down again. Remember, this is not a buy. We still want to see what happens. I potentially want to come here and buy right down at that level. Let's quickly have a look at gold. Gold stays exactly as we predicted. Remember here around about $1,400, we said that gold's going to go upwards here to about 1981. And then comes the big drop here in gold. We are probably the only people in the world that are calling for a drop in gold. Similar to that of Bitcoin here on this side, you can see that Bitcoin is broken out slightly. I'm here on the Heiken Ashi. You could see a bit of a move upwards here, just slightly breaking this 9495 and then come down. We don't exactly know how high, but guys, at the end of this video, I'll go back to Bitcoin and give you the indicators of what we see. With regard to silver, look at this, guys. We predicted that silver is going to go to 19.2, that level there. So at this point here, I am now out of silver. I have sold my silver, my physical silver. The reason is that I believe that we could potentially have a downwards trend here, maybe up there. It could go higher here to about $19, $20, but then it could drop down to about $12 or around about $10. That's my target, about just under $10. I'm not saying that you should sell all your silver, but I've sold my silver. I'm going to invest that into Bitcoin. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is what I'm personally doing. With regard to the Dow Jones, I do see the Dow Jones going up slightly a little bit more. You could see it go up slightly 1, 2, 3 days. It is going to have a drop at some point. That drop, we don't exactly know how low it is going to be. And this is one of the reasons why we don't know how low Bitcoin is going to drop. It all depends on the Dow Jones. If the Dow Jones has got a shallow drop, we are going to have a shallow drop there, and then we're going to have an uptrend in that region there. But come here at point C, there's something that's going to happen, and you better hold on to your socks for what is coming after we hit point C. I'm just going to go to the UK oil here. Remember what I said, the UK oil, we've still got that gap to fill. That gap is basically this gap here, and that still has to fill. And this is the reason why I say there's going to be a mini alt season. In our algorithm data, we see that oil is going to move up in this week, and then that will push altcoins up. Some altcoins are going to make 20, 30, and 40%, but don't get caught in the hype that this is now the alt season and you're going to dump all your money into this. Guys, our analysts are still out of the market, 80%, 20%, 80% out, 20% in the market. The same applies here, guys, to the Brent crude oil, the US one. We still have to get that little uptrend there in oil to fill this gap. And during the weekly webinars, I can explain to you what I mean with this gap and what I mean with the algorithm data associated with gold, oil, silver, Microsoft, and Bitcoin. Let's quickly go back here to Bitcoin here, and I am going to clear this chart here just with this target price here. Let's look quickly at potential low targets. Don't get caught, guys, in this hype that this is going to go here and simply just break out. That is a no-no. In our algorithm data, there's a very low probability for that. Rather, what I see could potentially happen here, if I look at my data and I follow my data, long term now, what I want to see here is a move up potentially here to 95, 96, somewhere in that region. I can't give you an exact dollar. Give me a gap here of $50, maybe $100, but the point is it's going to go up slightly. When it goes up, it's going to be very quick. It goes up and it comes down in the same day. I believe that there is going to be a drop right down here to about $9,000. We're going to jump up there and then go sideways. And potentially here, right now here, 14, 15, 16 July, look for a bit of a drop lower. Now this drop here, in my opinion, I'm just going to tell you where I see this drop. I see this drop here at about $8,100. Nonetheless, wherever that drop, let's say if it drops here to about 8.9, if it drops here to about 8.5, these are very good entry points. What will happen here on the bottom is that it will stay here on the bottom for a while. So we will be able to identify where it is. Remember what I said? The low point is going to be 27, 28, 29, 30 that week. So we will know. If that low point is here, then I'm going to buy back there because the low week is the week of the 27th. Wherever that low is, I'm going to buy back because then comes a really nice bull run in cryptocurrencies. Your altcoins like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, BSV, the coins that I've showed you now, they are going to make insane gains. And I'm going to prepare a document for you. If we have this drop, and I'm correct that we are going to have the drop, remember we're the only people in the world that are saying there's going to be a mini drop. Only a mini drop, a little drop. When we have that drop, the market is going to come up and shoot back upwards again. We are going to prepare a report for you and give you the price targets on about 20 coins. Of those 20 coins, you are going to select 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them. You're going to ride them up and take your profits when Bitcoin hits about $10,600. I'm going to give you more precise targets as we're going to get there. Now remember, with this data that you have now, this is called algorithm trend analysis. We can be $100 out on Bitcoin or overshoot or undershoot it. Look at the trend, guys. The mini trend is basically upwards now. I don't know how high, but we are out of the market anyway. When we are waiting for this drop to buy back on 27, on the 27th, that week, we are going to buy back and ride Bitcoin up. And at that point, we are going to get into the altcoins as well. Remember, I want to close with this. We are looking at a mini altcoin season now for a few days in this week, and then it's over. Then we are looking at a bit of a drop. We don't know how low this drop will be, but we know the timing. Again, the timing is 27 July, that week. We then get back in on the 27 July and we ride this wave up for August. August is going to be very good profit. It could run into September, August, September. And remember, if these dates change the week of the 27th, I will come and I will warn you. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter if you buy in that week, even if it drops lower, you just simply keep because you ladder in. And remember, if you have $1,000, you don't go and place the whole $1,000 in, you ladder in. Check the videos that we have. Do the scalp trading course. Get the HODL Knots course under your belt. Go and do it. Once you've done that, you will understand what this market is about and how to play this market and how to read our reports. Thank you very much. This is Marius Landman. Have a great day.